Hi, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakudash. I'm good up my honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim and to the elect, that is scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth and faith and in sincerity. And this lesson was inspired from me watching the Apostle Tahar's video and the Apostle Rachad video on the guy that came up speaking on the 2000 thing, right? And the apostles clearly stated that that was a stumbling block. I had to get guys up out of here. I had to get guys up out of this truth because those guys didn't believe anyway. Right, those guys, they wasn't rooted. All right, and the scriptures say you gotta be rooted, in this truth. The scriptures also talk about being unmovable. Right. So, if that was the case, even if you just really believe that, all right, this guy was a false prophet, this and that, what he's saying ain't true. Hey, why would you let that stop you from serving Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? Why would you let that separate you from this truth? The scriptures say in Romans 8 that nothing shall separate us from the love of Yahweh Shai. Which that clearly shows you that you're not one of those men. You're not a part of the elect. The scriptures say, let no man take thy crown. Right? So nothing is supposed to be able to pull you up out of this truth, right? Because we are not in this truth for men, all right? Scriptures say, work out your own salvation with fear and with trembling, But like I said, like the apostles stated, that was a stumbling block to get guys up out of this truth, That's all. So, I'm going to start with this scripture. This is Hebrews 4:1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. Right, so we're supposed to fear of not being able to enter into the kingdom, of not being able to be saved up out of this place. Right. We are supposed to fear, so that fear is supposed to drive you to work, right? To stay in this thing, to labor, or to the end, to endure to the end, right? So that shows you that these guys that fell out back then, even the guys that fell out today, right? Because this is for everybody, that left this truth, right? But it says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it, right? Because that's why we say we are the hopeful elect, right? Because we don't know if we're going to make it. That's why the scripture says this, 2 Peter 1:10, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for you do these things, you shall never fall, right? So you're supposed to give diligence to make that election sure, to make your calling sure. Right? You're supposed to be doing what the elect would be doing. You're supposed to give diligence. You're supposed to be going out on the highways and the byways continually. Right? Don't take no breaks. Right? I don't even understand how guys like that are not ashamed, to show their face on camera. Like you're publicly saying before thousands of people, right? Because anybody can click on a video to see that you denied the Lord. You denied the faith. Because what did Yahweh Shai say about denying him? All right, this is Matthew 10:33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Right? So you denied the Lord before men, all right, before the prophets, before his men, right? And you got on camera and said it. So the Yahweh Shah is going to deny you before his father. You will not be protected in that day. No, sir, bro. This is Hebrews 4:2. For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So yeah, these guys, they didn't believe. You know, the scriptures, all right, when they heard these scriptures, these words, all right, did not take root in their spirits, right? It didn't have the same effect as it had on other brothers, you know, that are still in this thing, right? Because these guys are basically, they were spiritually weak, you know. It says, for unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. So this word ain't profit them. That's why they didn't stay. That's why they went back into the world to try to find something else, because this wasn't doing it for them, right? 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Right? So it said in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, because they didn't have no faith, right? They departed from this truth, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. All right, because ultimately these guys wasn't the elect, and they had demons on them, you know. So they've been looking for a reason to get out of this truth, right? Guys just be looking for a way to make an excuse on why they don't want it, on basically because they're tired of this. All right, this truth is like a burden unto them, you know. So they want to find any little thing to say, or any little fault that they think is a fault, right, to try to stop doing this work, you know. It says, in giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, right? They gonna start believing in other things, right? Because like the scripture said, that this word that was preached did not profit them. All right, they may hear something else, you know, and like for example, Egyptology, or they might go back to being a Christian. They might go back to being a Muslim, right? When I just got through from watching the Apostle Rachab video, you know, he said that guys back then was like they wasted 10 years or 20 years of their life. Bro, guys like that are going to get destroyed, right? Guys like that are get destroyed, bro. Yahweh Shah, he gave his life, all right, for us, all right? And you talking about you wasted your time? Niggas crazy. Ecclesiastes 2:13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for you believe it not. Therefore he shall not be defended. All right, so anybody that left this truth, all right, when the destruction comes, you will not be defended. All right, and you need that protection in that day, because Scripture say there's going to be a time like no other, right? So you need protection from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 14, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Yet woe means destruction. Woe unto you, destruction unto you that have lost patience. Right? Destruction is coming unto you, because you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait on the Lord. Right? You was impatient. You had other things to do. You didn't care for this truth. You didn't really believe. It says, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? When Yahweh Shah comes back with the heavenly host, with his angels, all right, angry as hell, what the hell you gonna do? What you gonna say to him? What excuses you gonna have? Right? Scripture say, strive for the truth unto death. Did you do that? No. Matthew 24:44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Right? Because we're not gonna know the exact time. It could be any time, right? All we gotta do is just watch out for these prophecies, man, and basically be ready at any time, man. Right? Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. That's why he says he's coming like a thief in the night. He says, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. So when Yahushua gets back, when he returns, blessed are those men, that have been watching, that have been putting in that work, that's been laboring, right? That's been believing, right? That still has that faith, because Yahushua said that when he comes back, basically, shall he find faith on the earth? Because there's going to be so much shit going on, right? But only the elect is going to keep that faith and keep that belief, right? You got guys dropping out of this thing, man. Ain't nothing even happened yet, right? You letting stuff like that, separate you from Yahushua. You deserve to die. You deserve death, They said, verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. This is the kingdom of heaven. The elect will rule with the Yahushua, right, in the kingdom of heaven, 144,000 prophets, right? Right. It says, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, right? This one guys, oh shit. It ain't gonna happen, he taking too long, they ain't coming back. I don't believe that no more, It says, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants and to eat and drink with the drunken. Right? You go back into the world and be a nigga. Right? You ain't doing nothing. You just being idle. You just living here. You just existing. Dead. All right? Proverbs 21:16 says, he that wandered out of the way of the understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So this is what happened to these guys. They're dead. Verse 50. The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of. Right. So the Yahushua, he's going to come when you least expect it. Right. And you will get destroyed. Right. That's what's coming unto you. Guys, anybody that left this truth, if you're not of the elect, let me put it that way. If you're not of the elect, right, it consists of the 144,000, the governing body of the kingdom, right? You got the 1/3, all right, men, women, and children. Then you're going to have that great multitude, right, which are Israelites, by the way, that's if you're not in that number, then death unto you. That's what's coming. So that was a lesson. So that. Till next time, Shalom.